Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This morning we are here not just to learn about this new cement blend, but to chart the next chapter in the evolution of the cement industry, the one that aligns with the realities of climate change, economic growth, and local innovation.
I recognize the presence of our eminent visitors and guests who are here. We all know that climate change is real. There is no doubt about that. We have already been seeing a lot of impact of this. About 40% of CO2 emission that is causing this climate change is coming from the construction industries, while 8% of the total global CO2 emitted is coming from the cement industry.
We have to really understand that what we call Portland cement, or Portland clinker more importantly, is an inevitable consequence of the chemistry and geology of the earth, particularly compared to fired clay bricks. Concrete blocks can drastically reduce CO2 emissions. And moving to LC3, we could reduce the CO2 emissions by more than 10 times. Like we could reduce by 90%.
One important thing to remember about LC3, it's you have the scalability. You see a lot of new developments from time to time, people saying, there is some new cement, some new building materials that we invented, I don't know where. That's fine, could be beautiful. But can we really produce it at world level? Can we replace all the CO2 emissions of the cement with these kind of things? For me, LC3 is the only one today that's scalable worldwide because you have the reserves of clay, as Professor Scrivener mentioned, almost all around the world.
The target is that by 2050 or latest by 2060, we want to achieve the goal of this net zero. At the end of this event, we'll be able to brainstorm to see how do we decarbonize our construction industry in Nigeria.
We've not been able to do so much in terms of mass housing and why the cost of cement. So coming here and listening, though I came a bit late, but what I was able to gather, I think it's good news to people in Nigeria.
Concrete, which is made with cement, is the second most consumed product in the whole world, apart from water. So why S3 and why now? Like Lawrence said, and Karen, so LC3, it's a low carbon cement blend. It's just clinker, calcine clay, and limestone. And it can help us reduce CO2 emissions by up to 40%.
We're not talking theory here. These are actually viable. They are scalable. And there are things which we should be looking at. So sustainable construction practices aren't just good for the planet, but they're actually good for business. They're good for our pockets. They're good for everything that we're involved in.
We do not have policy framework that enforces usage of findings in the universities. And that's one of the reasons why we are where we are today.
We have policymakers, we have the government, we have academia, we have industry, we have town, gown, everybody is here. It's a very large, big pot of soup that all of us can, come into.
And for as long as we do research that has no landing commercially, that has no enterprise infused, they will remain in the laboratory.
Any low carbon solutions that we work for us has to be tailor-made. It can't be something that will be handed to us.
We need to start imbibing the culture of collaboration within this industry. If we don't do that, it will always end with discussions and no implementations. So I think we need to give a round of applause to our panelists.
It has been a very successful event. LC3 TRC Africa is part of the global LC3 project, Nigeria being the biggest economy in Africa and also the largest cement producer in Africa. So this was a straightforward decision to host an event in Nigeria. Not just one, but two events. Tomorrow we will be in Abuja conducting the second leg of the Info Day. So I wish to thank all the keynote speakers, the audience, the panelists, and specifically the screen team and Professor Kolowale. Thank you, and may God bless Nigeria.